Hi guys, welcome to my channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're one of my subscribers. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. So if you're not familiar with my channel, I do a lot of different posts. Some are very random. A lot of them are about my dogs, and some of them are about my 370Z, which I've been really passionate about my car for a really long time. I just want to give you an update. I've been kind of busy with college, as well as not a lot's been going on with the car right now because I'm waiting on some top secret stuff right now. Once it comes in, which should be within the next week, I'm hoping. I've been doing onesie twosie little things to the car, but not enough to make it really worth like posting a video about it. I did get my tablet in, so that's the Galaxy Tab A, the 10.1 tablet. I got that in today. I've got a few other things like these little nits to whatever you call it, to hook up my windshield washer fluid again. Oh, and there's my pups. Excuse the messy house, which is always a disaster here, and of course the battery to this is going dead, so give me a minute. Alright, so I got a new battery and I'm obviously now in the garage. I just want to show you a quick update. So I have the hood cut. I bought this stuff, I haven't installed it yet. I've been really lazy. I have all these gauges as well that I need to, like, they're not completely hooked up. I have all these different gauges. Obviously this is leftover hosing because I don't need it for the transmission cooler. So this is how everything is kind of set up. I'll kind of give you, I guess, a closer look at the Whipple. Like I said, ignore all the dirty fingerprints and dirt. I just needs a bath, because obviously this was done a week ago. And how am I going to do this? I apologize for a second. Give me one second. Alright, so let me walk you through it a little bit. There's a few things I still need to do. Like, obviously, I need to put more oil in, but I have to wait until whenever the oil cooler kicks in. So at some point, I'm going to have to pull over on the side of a road, and once it gets up to temperature, and put more oil in it to fill the oil cooler. Because I didn't fill it prior to hooking it up. There's that. I also still have to put the liquid in here. So basically I was told distilled water. I already put 2 bottles of water wetter. I think it's called water wetter. And then I'm going to be putting some antifreeze in it because I do get winters here in Maryland. So it does get cold. I do not want it freezing, obviously. Even in my garage, it doesn't get necessarily to freezing in a garage, but it still gets cold. I put those stock ones back on. The carbon fiber ones I have tucked away for now. All my lovely Meguiar sponsorship stuff. Gotta love Meguiar's. It makes your car super shiny clean, except mine isn't exactly clean right now. You can see all the lovely, like, fingerprinting and dust and everything else from working on it in the garage. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below about the Whipple, and if I don't know, I will reach out to RJM. So part of the issue I was having is I did something different than the norm. These are true catch cans. Basically, one side comes from the PCV, which is down here, which, let me get a light to try to like show you. So you have these two, if you can see that out down there where it's connected. So you have that one, right? The problem with Nissan is, I don't know if you want to call it a problem or just a design flaw or whatever, but if you look right there, see that open inlet? That goes to nothing. I could either put a breather on it, or what I'm going to do, I'm waiting on the fitting. I'm going to use the stock hose and then a barb fitting. Now I'm going to do a T-bracket to this hose that's coming in. So one hose, let's hook this somewhere. So one hose, this is the incoming feed. This one goes to the intake, which is right here. So that way it has airflow. But this this has a filter in it, so it's going to catch the oil and keep it from going back into the engine. Anything that's not burned, if nothing is burned, it'll just go in here. It has a dipstick to check it, the levels, so that way I don't have to open it up every time to see how much oil is in it. I was told the first 1,000 miles, then 3,000 miles, you want to check it and make sure that it's not filled, emptied if you need to. So the intakes, the problem with the intakes where they are, it's not that it's really a problem, because they do get really cold because all the air comes in, right? But it's forced through this lovely heat exchanger. This heat exchanger is fed on the front side, this tubing that goes down, it goes underneath here. So it comes from the side up in here. Ignore all the blue tape. That is actually, if you can see where I fed the hose, it comes up from underneath, goes all the way underneath. Let me lay under here. So it comes all the way underneath on the underside of this, zip tied in. Then it goes up, comes back around to here, and then this one feeds back through and feeds up through here. So this is where I was going to put my intakes originally, but the problem is the hosing and everything. Even if I remove this around, it would be really difficult to have the intakes here, because I guess I would have to kind of try to finagle this around and up through there. It's just a challenge, and I'm not going to be killing this thing, so I shouldn't really have to worry about heat soak because of the heat exchanger being right there. So even if the hot air is here, it's going to get cooled really well before it goes into the motor. So the underside, I know that looks like crap. They're making a custom trowel that's going to go over the top of it. So when I do that, I'm going to have this cleaned up. All these sharp edges and everything like that, I am going to put these installed here in a minute. I am also going to be putting the front bumper on. So these are for the oil cooler right here. The transmission cooler lines are right here, and the transmission temp sensor, if you can't see it, is right there, and it comes up and around. This is also the wiring for the heat exchanger pump, fast intention strut or crash bar. It was a pain to get this in, to get it to line up. I had to use a mallet to kind of mallet this in, and I also leave these loose while you're doing that, and then tighten them down. That way it's all not as hard. I did paint that because I don't like the look through the front bumper, because it was visible. I am going to keep my windshield washer fluid. A few people have told me if I run the piping down underneath my catch can, I can put the intakes there, and then I would have to get rid of my windshield washer reservoir. For now, until I have real heat soak issues, if I have heat soak issues, then I will figure out a different solution for the intakes. But for now, it works. Strut tower brace fits. They're actually, RJM is designing a new one. I may or may not buy the new one. Just depends on how it looks. But it's supposed to be able to not have to do this cutting, which it's a little late for me. I already had to cut it to make it work, because right here it was hitting the underside right in here. What else? So that's the main part of the Whipple. So some of the things that are going on is you have your mass airflow sensor that you can't see, but it's tucked up underneath. Same with on the other side. I wish I would have known kind of how this was going to lay. I would have put this on the underside as well. But I mean, you do what you got to do. I mean, I can always pay to have new ones made down the road that would be kind of angled more, because this is sitting right up against it. There's almost no give at all. So that's the spacers. So let's go in here. You can kind of see all the pulleys, how tight they are, how close of a fit. And then down here, I don't know if you can really see, but it's like a really tight fit to that pulley right there. Is like so close. It's like, I don't know if you can really see that down there, but the pulley is like really close to this bottom of this water bottle. I mean, your coolant reservoir, so that's why. I do need to top off my coolant reservoir as well. It's not required, but I definitely want to top it off a little bit because some of it did spill out. My car. So, the other things I have going on right now is my car. The reason why I haven't been posting videos of the car much is since it's been installed, I'm waiting on my package to tune it. So once my software comes from Eugene out of California, once that comes, it should be coming hopefully later this week. There's also a couple other custom things I'm waiting on that goes along with my tuning that is definitely unique and not being done by other people. And I definitely know it's not being done by other people that have the Whipple supercharger. It's definitely going to benefit the community. I'll be letting you guys know this little new thing that's being done. I mean, it's not like new, but it is definitely new to the Whipple and definitely new to the 370Z community, even with it still in superchargers and stuff like that. I don't want to give it away yet, but so the kit does come with this right here off the front of it. This goes to a temp sensor that is in the front of this. That temp sensor I don't have hooked up because I'm not going to be using it. I'm going to be doing something different, and that's the hints as to what I'm going to be doing. If you know cars, you'll figure it out. But what theoretically what you can do is you can splice off the two wires on your mass airflow sensor. Two of them on the passenger side are designed for your temperature that your engine reads. Instead of it reading here, it would be reading the actual engine temperature after it gets cold. However, that said, this one right here goes to your stock map sensor. This one here goes to my boost gauge, which I haven't ran the power into the car yet. But if you look, that right there is the boost sensor gauge that I have to wire to the rest of the car. I just haven't wired it yet. Same with the transmission temperature. I haven't wired it into the car yet. It's just kind of, you know, I've been kind of lazy. It's just hard sometimes when you work all day in DC. So the other thing I have to do is I have all three gauges. These are the stock ones. I'm going to replace it. Normally it is your oil temp, your voltage, and your clock. Who freaking needs a clock when you have radio and all that? Anyways, that one's gonna be my voltage. I'm gonna have my transmission temp and oil temp in there, these two. So one's gonna be oil, one's gonna be transmission. I don't know which way I'm gonna run it, but you get the idea. All the way, mind you, everything's gonna get wired through there, so I have to wire it all the way down. I haven't installed it yet, but I have a custom A-pillar that's gonna go right here and replace this. And I'm gonna put the two other gauges, which is gonna be my boost gauge and my mass airflow sensor. I mean my air fuel ratio is gonna go here. So that way I have those two. So that all of this has got to go away. It's gonna be a pain. I'm gonna be ripping all of this out. Not today. It's gonna be a long process because I'm not looking forward to it. But as you can see, I have the navigation. So my radio and my AC are one. So my radio and my AC are one. And then my nav. I'm going to be pulling all of this. Sorry about the camera. I'm going to be pulling all of that out. And yeah, it's going to be one big tablet to about, I think about here. And then my AC controls, I'm swapping them out. So I went out off of eBay and got a 370Z non-nav version, the 3 dials. Then there's also a control box behind that sits behind all of this. I also bought that for the non-nav. And then there's me, I guess I have to change some pins and add some pins or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. I have the instructions online, so I have to do that. So yeah, it's gonna be a long process. And plus, mind you, this, when I pull this out, I actually want to pull all of it out to include the antenna. Then once all of that stuff is done, ignore my garage. So this is what I was talking about, all the stickers, by the way. I love stickers. The next thing is this. I have this. I hate this. I have no need for it. Once I go to the tablet, I won't need this. So the normal coupes have just a fin, then their antenna is built into their back glass. Obviously, when the top is down, the back glass would have no radio signal. And that is covered when the top would be up, so they didn't put it in that back glass. So instead, they made this ugly fin. What I want to do is remove this completely. I have a duckbill spoiler that I want to go get carbon fiber overlaid. I don't know if I'm going to do it or just have it painted the car color at this point. But that'll be blended in, so this will be gone, filled in, painted, duckbill. That way it's nice and clean, no more ugly antenna. So that's kind of the idea. There's other little things, like I need to put the LED strips in both of these. Then I don't know how. I mean, I know how, I just don't really want to do the headache of, it's a pain. I wanted to put the LED lighting behind my fenders, but the problem is that's carbon fiber, and you have to remove so many bolts and everything to get that, and underneath you have to be really careful with these fins to pull that off, to put the LEDs behind it. So I just never really bothered. But that's kind of everything that's going on right now. So that's just kind of the update of stuff that I need to do. But again, I also do my monthly unboxings and stuff like that, and I'm still waiting on those to come in. I stopped my Thread Beast, but I know they still owe me 2 referrals. I think that's about it. So again, thank you for watching. This is just an update. I'm going to start working on the car a little bit here and there, but let me know, should I bother recording something like just fixing like this little cleaning up stuff? It's little stuff, it adds up. I don't know if I should just do it and then just record kind of showing you the updates of the car. Soon, hopefully within another week or 2, I should start the tuning process. I'm going to have a lot of surprises when that time comes. I'm just trying to show you what's going on right now. And thank you for watching, and please check out my other 370Z videos, whatever YouTube recommends to you, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And if you're only here to follow my 370Z build, hit the notification, like basically click on the link that I put below that brings you to my playlist of just my 370Z, and you put a alert, click the little bell on it, and it'll only alert you when I post to this that playlist instead of my entire channel. So again, thank you for watching, and take care.